Selling, Madam Chair, Commissioners, Lead Counsel, Assistant Counsel, viewers and listeners, members of the press, good morning. Welcome once again to our daily proceedings of this Commission of Inquiry into Local Government Councils and related matters. Without further ado, I have the honor to yield the floor to Madam Chair for our next item on our today's agenda. Madam Chair, over to you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I will call on Honorable Silla to lead us in Muslim prayers and Honorable Joyner to lead us in Christian prayers.
Thank you, Madam. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بالفلق من شر ما خلق ومن شر حاسد إذا وقب ومن شر النفاثات في العقد ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بالناس ملك الناس إله الناس من شر الوسواس الخناس الذي يوسوس في صدور الناس من الجنة والناس. بحرمة اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد الفاتح لما أغلق والخاتم لما سبق ناصر الحق بالحق والهادي إلى صراطك المستقيم ولا آله حق قدره ومقداره العظيم. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون والسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. آمين.
In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, Amen. Almighty God, we prostrate at your feet this holy Thursday morning, that we may receive your blessing. Lord, as Peter said, when you stoop to wash his feet, that you wash not his feet only, but also his hands and head. So we ask this morning that you wash us and speak a word to every situation and circumstances that we are not of you. Release the word that will bring forth breakthrough and testimonies in our lives. Speak the word that will renew our strength. Let us run and not be weary, walk and not faint. May our hope and ability to preserve rest in your word as we commit ourselves and this day into your hands. In Jesus' name, Amen. Good morning, Master Witness. You may kindly take your seat. So, witness, for continuation of your testimony before this Commission of Inquiry into Local Government Councils and related matters, I want to remind you that you are still on the oath before I hand you over to Madam Chair for us to proceed. Thank you, Madam Chair. Over to you.
Good morning, Mr. Bar.
Assalamu alaikum, Madam
You're welcome.
Chairperson. Thank you.
Council, we may proceed.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
I have some vouchers I will show you, and whether you will identify the vouchers as being payments made to you. Now, after which I will seek to have them admitted into evidence and marked as exhibits, and then we can discuss the vouchers. Have voucher number 0000, sorry, 2200076. 22000773, 22000766, 21000915, 21001051, 22000794, 22000340, 21001318, 21001317, 21000824, 21000785, 0184, 0275, 0303, 0690, 0608, 21000762, 21001163, 21000912, 0626, 1647, 21000875, and the four vouchers we dealt with yesterday.
Yes.
The witness is going through the documents to
Okay, lead counsel.
yes, sir.
Yes, I am seeing some vouchers by the name Momodou. That was the former councillor for Hadai Ward.
Okay, that is not you.
This is not the first time having this mistake because people confuse me with him
Okay,
because maybe we see at the same name, but I am Momodou Lamin Biba.
okay. Thank you very much. You can now place those ones aside.
Yeah.
Are you done, Mr.
Lead counsel, yes. I am.
Thank you.
Yes. Lead counsel.
Yes, I'm happy to have it. Thank you very much.
Lead counsel. Before we go further, you requested my file yesterday.
Yes,
So I also want to hand it over. I went to the Banjo City Council this
very
morning
good.
to collect it.
Just allow me to have this admitted first, and then we can deal with it. We apply to tender the documents that read out, the witness confirmed, um, excluding voucher number 0184 to be admitted into evidence and marked as exhibit.
The following vouchers dated as follows are admitted as follows. The voucher dated the 4th of October 2022 in the name of Momodou Lamin. The voucher dated the 4th of October 2022 in the name of Momodou Lamin. The voucher dated the 4th of October 2022 in the name of Momodou Lamin. The voucher dated the 22nd of November 2021 in the name of Momodou Lamin. The voucher dated the 6th of December 2021 in the name of Momodou Lamin. The voucher dated the 4th of October 2022 in the name of Momodou Lamin. The voucher dated the 10th of August 2022 in the name of Momodou Lamin. The voucher dated the 20th of December 2021 in the name of Momodou Lamin Biba. The voucher dated the 20th of December 2021 in the name of Momodou Lamin Biba. The voucher dated the 11th of November 2021 in the name of Momodou Lamin Biba. The voucher dated the 10th of November 2021 in the name of Momodou Lamin Biba. The voucher dated the 8th of April 2020 in the name of Momodou Lamin Biba. The voucher dated the Mr. Ba, can you confirm whether this is the first or the seventh? The voucher dated the 14th of April 2020 in the name of Momodou Lamin Biba. The voucher dated the 2nd of September 2020 in the name of Momodou Lamin Biba. The voucher dated the 12th of August 2020 in the name of Momodou Lamin Biba. The voucher dated the 10th of November 2021 in the name of Momodou Lamin Biba. The voucher dated the 9th of December 2021 in the name of Momodou Lamin Biba. The voucher dated the 22nd of November 2021 in the name of Momodou Lamin Biba. The voucher dated the 28th of June 2019 in the name of Momodou Lamin Biba. The voucher dated the 16th of December 2021 in the name of Momodou Lamin Biba. And the final voucher is dated the 12th of November 2021 in the name of Momodou Lamin Biba. These vouchers, 21 in number, are admitted in a bundle together as exhibit in evidence, and they are marked as LGC/BCC/MLBB/004.
As the Commission pleases. May I please see Exhibit 004? Now, we'll start with voucher number 1647. It is a payment of $50,000. The check number is 102-80083. It's a basic bank check. The details of the payment rates being disbursement of council's support towards the Association of Banjul, Dallas, and Islamic Conference for the city of Banjul, scheduled on the 17th of December 2021. The application reads from Imam Fode Kaba Dumbia. I hope this letter finds you in good health. On behalf of the Association of the Banjul Daras, I'd like to apply for support on our Islamic conference for City of Banjul, scheduled on the 17th of December 2021. This conference will bring together people living in Banjul beyond, and themes this will be centered on peace and peaceful coexistence during the post-election. The check was paid, um, was authorized in your name. Did you withdraw the money?
Yes, I cash it out from the bank.
Okay. What can you tell us about what follows after the cash of the check
Yes.
withdrawal?
After the cashing of the check, I went with a delegation. I was assigned by the mayor on her behalf to go with a delegation and
Yeah, the microphone.
the mic. Oh,
Yes, we want
sorry.
to get your evidence.
Yes. After cashing the check from the bank, I went with a delegation that were assigned by the mayor to attend this event
Yes.
and handed over the cash to the said Imam, who is the president of the Banjul Daras Association.
Correct. And who was in the delegation that you went with? Who was part of it?
If I can remember, Mr. Makumbasane was part of it as part of the delegation, and also the I think the PA to the mayor or the secretary to the mayor was also part of that delegation. It wasn't a big delegation. It was just about four of us, if I can still remember.
Did the receiver sign any document to show
No.
evidence of receipt of the money?
They're supposed to write an appreciation letter,
Okay.
which, to be honest, I don't think that was done.
Wrong.
Yes, because they're supposed to write an appreciation letter to show that they've received the amount and
Yeah.
appreciated the contribution.
Okay.
Yeah.
So going by that document, we would not have evidence of receipt of the amount by the the um, the intended recipient.
Yes, but I believe I can also liaise with the recipient.
We have voucher number 0626, an amount of $55,000 says being disbursement as food, refreshments, and transport for the council's sector organized by Fajikuda at Lower Nyomi Youth. It is from the entire audit. Well, we don't see any requisition, but we see a memo from the audit manager addressed to the chief executive officer. It reads, in respect of the above caption, impressed of $5,000 for the cleansing exercise organized by the youth of Fajikunda. In respect of the caption, and as per our discussion on the above, your kind approval is solicited to take care of refreshment logistics for the Sentinel slated for Saturday, 30th of June 2019 by the youth from Fajikunda and Lower Nyomi, respectively. The region mentioned is coming to organize the Sentinel in Banjul on a date stated. It's on this background that the city council will bear the transport and entertainment expenses of the participants organizing the festival. Your kind approval is solicited to make the program a success. And the payment was done to you as the PRO. Was made to you. Is that a cash payment or a check?
I believe this was a cash payment in
Okay.
the form of an impress. And I am also very surprised not to see the attachments of the retirement because
The assignments of
the retirements,
the retirement.
yeah, the retirements, because I can remember there was retirement attached on this particular for this particular document.
We can hear you very well.
Oh, sorry. I believe there was an attachment to this particular document, but like I said, I am not seeing any attachment.
What is the exhibit number? The voucher number?
The voucher number is 0626.
0626.
Yes.
Yes. Mr. Kamara, the register will give you a copy of the voucher.
Okay.
As part of the information you will be requested, you will be required to produce
Sure.
On a date signed to you by the chairperson.
Sure.
Given to you. Now, how was the catering done? Do you know?
In terms of the catering
expenditure?
No, I really don't know how it was done.
You paid the money to someone else?
Yes, normally we have people that come for the catering.
How are they selected, or how are they contracted?
Yeah, most of the time what happens is they will call to inform me that they are responsible for the catering of the event. And sometimes also I can remember we just don't go for catering. What we do is we go to Crown restaurant in Banjul and just buy shawarma and produce those shawarma as part of our food packages during our events.
Yes. And sometimes the people that will come to you to tell you they are responsible for the catering, how do you verify that information?
Normally these are people that call to inform me that they are calling because they were informed, for example, by the mayor.
Yes.
Yeah, to communicate to me.
Yes.
In terms of the catering.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. That statement corresponds with what the evidence we have gathered. That most of the catering, as well as some of the catering, the information will come from. They will inform you that the mayors instruct that they come and meet you people. Yeah. Okay, we will wait for the other documents. We have voucher number 21000912 is the disbursement as contribution for a general cleansing exercise within the city of Banjul. $35,000 is the request was raised from the Public Relations Office. It says, I write on behalf of the mayor to request for $55,000 as council's contribution for a general cleansing exercise in the city of Banjul. This exercise will target both the commercial and residential area of the city. The exercise is scheduled for Saturday, the 6th of November 2021. And you received this amount, $55,000. How was this amount spent when you received the money? Was it cash? Because I see no check.
Yes, I believe it was also cash because most of these payments are made on cash because these are interest payments. So normally what we do is we use these funds to take care of the logistics as far as the activities are concerned. And in return also we provide, like I said before, I am just not understanding why all the retirements are not attached on all these documents. Because as somebody who was really very careful about retirement, I believe all these transactions, especially these amounts of funds, we cannot just provide the vouchers just like that without any retirement. But the funds we are used for the logistics of the implementation.
We can wait for the retirement.
Yeah.
Voucher number 21001163 says main disbursement for the provision of tents at polling station for the presidential elections.
Yes.
$16,800. the request was raised by you.
Yes.
It raised request for the provision and electing of tents and cleansing at the polling station for the presidential election of 4th December 2021. I write the request $16,800 to support Independent Electoral Commission Banjul branch by providing tents, chairs, and cleansings of all the polling stations for the presidential election scheduled on the 4th of December 2021.
Sure.
And you said the logistics involve tents, 11 sets, $1,500, and chairs, 3 dozens at $100.
Yeah.
And a check was issued in your name.
Sure. Can I go ahead?
Yes, please.
Okay, the council. This is something that I was instructed by the CEO to raise this request, as you can see, as part of the voucher, to receive the money and facilitate all the tents and chairs that is to be distributed to all the 11 police stations in Banjul during the presidential elections. And I can remember also getting receipt from the person who rented us the tents and the chairs, and it was attached also on this document. So still, I don't know why all these receipts or invoices are just been removed, or I don't know, to be honest.
Yes, so if it is not there, the one you have, the assumption is it is just not available, but then again, you'll have time to go back to the area council and also to check for the retire. We have the voucher number 21000762, an amount of $10,000, says being disbursement as cash allocation for onward allocation as transport refund to media houses that participated in the mayor's visit to the victims affected by the windstorm disaster. It reads, on behalf of the mayor of Banjul, there's a letter from you,
Yes.
Irish Director of Finance, via the CEO's office. I write to request for $10,000 as transport refund for the media houses that joined the mayor, councillors, NDMA coordinator, and staff of BC to visit the victims that were affected by a windstorm disaster that occurred in Banjul and beyond. The visit was to get first-hand information from the victims and come up with possible support. Please help and act accordingly. And $10,000 was paid to you.
Yes.
Yes. Did they receive the amount?
Of course, they received the amount, and a sundry was provided for them to, because that is how I work. When I'm giving money to retire back, I normally request for what we call a sundry voucher from the accounts department, and all the medias that we are present by this particular activity, we are able to sign by their name, the media that they represent, and also the amount that they receive.
We will also wait for that. We have voucher number 0608, says disbursement as cash impress for the payment of logistics for the public announcement of the upcoming COVID-19 test at the Banjul City Council on Thursday, 13th of August 2020. You wrote requesting for impress for the payment of logistics for the public announcement activity in the city of Banjul. Please kindly approve the disbursement of 3,500 cash impress to take care of the flowing expenses during the public announcement activity to inform the residents of Banjul about the upcoming COVID-19 tests at the city council. Scheduled on Thursday, 13th of August 2020 by 11 a.m. under the Know Your COVID-19 Status Initiative. The logistics will be as fuel for the mobility vehicle, hiring of PA system, and refreshment. Do you also have the timing for this?
Oh, All of them.
All right.
I cannot remember.
A few copies.
Yeah.
0690 creates main disbursement as cash impressed for the payment of transport refund for the media houses for the coverage of the date on Operation 100 Face Mask Initiative by the Lord Mayoress. $7,500. It reads from you, please kindly improve the disbursement of $7,500 as cash impressed to take care of the following expenditure for the handing over ceremony of food aid items from Honorable Zenodabo to the Banjul City Council on behalf of the people of Banjul and Mayor Rahimalik Low to give an update about the Operation 100 Face Mask Initiative for the people of Banjul and by extension, the Ghana. Transport refund for the media houses for coverage. What was this about?
This was during the COVID-19. During the COVID-19, we embarked on several initiatives, and this was one of it. That is we received some food items from the former Vice President, Lawyer Usenu Dawa, in a form of a presentation. It was a form of a little ceremony that was conducted, whereby media houses were invited to cover that event. And the mayor also seized the opportunity to also declare the initiative to at least work towards mobilizing at least 100,000 face masks in terms of our efforts to suppress the spread of COVID-19 by then.
Does the mayor have her own agenda?
I think there's an opinion, and I cannot say
No, it's a question. It's a valid question because
because if,
for the most part, I am asking questions based on evidence.
yes,
And for the most part, what I see is instructions given by the mayors
yes,
for monies to be paid to individuals based on maybe in her own judgment, humanitarian grounds, here and there, back and forth. And that's not how institutions should work. You will agree with me. You work with the National Assembly Honorable Bah.
yeah,
You know, but now probably you know in this position you can confirm and reaffirm what I am saying, that institutions are not supposed to work in that.
but lead council, I think these were not personal initiative. If you read the voucher, these are initiatives for the city of Banjul. And as a city council, it was incumbent upon the city council to provide and also to support the people of Banjul,
Yes.
especially when it comes to those trying times.
No doubt.
Yes.
No doubt.
So
Go ahead.
like we said, if it is something to do with the mayor, I wasn't saying it that way
Yes.
because I was seeing it as a community initiative.
Absolutely.
Yes.
No, not a community initiative. A community initiative would be something that the community want to embark on. That's different. The mayors or any mayor or any chairperson may have an initiative to do something which may be positive. The mere fact that it's done in goodwill or good intention does not make it right. Remember, there are priorities in respect to expenditure. The funds of councils are meager.
Yeah.
That's not the case. So there's a process to commit funds, public funds, in relation to any exercise, be it the area council, ministerial offices, any office. Is that not the case?
I will agree with you on that, but looking at this particular budget that we're talking about,
Right.
what was the payment meant for?
100 or is it 100 or 100,000?
I mean the payment of that particular voucher. What was it meant for?
7,000. Let me just show it to you.
Yeah, 7,500 for who?
Let me just give it to you. You will be probably in a better position to
Sure.
read the voucher and advise us.
Okay. Main payment maskers plus. Yeah, this was transport refund for media houses that covered this particular event. Yeah, it has nothing to do with let's say personal expenditure because these were refunds that we are giving to media houses to facilitate their transport.
Yes.
Yeah, that was the reason of this particular thing.
Okay.
So I don't understand also what line it what connects it with the agenda of the mayor because for me personally
Who sanctioned this?
The mayor requested for it.
That's my point.
Yes.
That's my point. The
Okay.
mayor requested for it.
Okay.
That's my point. My point is not whether I am not here to focus on the
I understand.
real part of any initiative.
No, I understand.
Yes, I'm
I
focused on the procedure.
Yes, I really understand.
It's a
Yes.
I raise questions regarding the procedure. The goodwill, that's not for me to decide.
Okay.
And God knows, maybe, to be honest, maybe there is a goodwill for people in actions they take.
So are you affirming to me that the transport refund for the media houses was not in line?
You tell me the process that was followed, because number one, we don't see even a retirement. We're not even sure whether
Yeah.
as yet, because you'll be given time. We're not sure whether in fact the media houses did get this. We're not sure whether in fact, as that's not for you to answer. The CEO will come. We're not even sure whether this is in fact in line with the budget.
Okay, okay.
These things are honorable, but
No, I
you are one person that I cannot lecture about this.
not to be honest. The
Exactly.
council, I agree. What you are saying is completely true.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Thank you
is
very much.
correct. You are in line.
Right. I know I struggle with other witnesses. You, I know I will not struggle with because of your position and your experience in now. And voucher number 0303 is the disbursement as cash impressed for the facilitation of logistics by the Banjul COVID-19 sensitization team to
Yes.
conduct a survey in Banjul.
Yes.
It reads, please kindly approve the disbursement of funds as cash impressed to take care of expenses for Banjul COVID-19 sensitization team. The team will be conducting a survey to know the statistics for the total household in Banjul. This is intended to support the residents of Banjul with essential food items to enable them to stay at home in order to suppress the spread of COVID-19 in the greater Banjul area. The amount is $74,150. Attached is a 3-day survey team budget. You can please go to the voucher.
Are we together? Okay. This also correct. I can remember receiving this amount also.
Do you need time for the retirement as well?
For the retirement, like I said, lead counsel,
Yes.
all these documents that you are showing me,
Yes.
I retired everything. So it is to my surprise that I am not seeing any retirement
Okay.
on all these documents, to be honest.
Give you time.
Yeah, because all these documents attached via retirements.
We will give you time. I think if there is a time, it should be with council. You agree?
I agree. It should be with them, especially with the accounts department, because everything was retired to them.
All right.
And I can vividly remember whenever I implement any activity based on impress, I normally go and retire back with valid or authentic documents. Yeah.
So to help you,
So I don't know why it was discharged from this type rather from
no,
this.
even if they discharge it from this voucher, it will not be difficult to find because there should be an impress ledger.
Okay.
You understand? There should be an impress ledger at council, and the finance department should be able to tell you exactly the retirement if it exists.
Sure.
So again, you will be given a copy of it.
Sure.
Voucher number 0275, disbursement as cash impressed for the facilitation of logistics by the Banjul COVID-19 team. The amount is $10,000. The impress was raised by you, addressed to the Chief Executive Officer. I'll give you another one. It says voucher number PV21000785 and written down dollars for cash location onwards as council contribution as per attached. The impress was also raised. It is to support for the grand opening of the Chairman Mosque at Laswar Street in Banjul. We have voucher number PV 21000824, $17,000. It says payment of condolence to the Pa Modundao to the demise of his father as per attached. It says I write on behalf of the Lord Mayor to request for $17,000 as council's condolence package for Mr. Pa Modundao, acting license manager, BC, for the loss of his father. This sad event occurred on Sunday, 29th of August 2021. May the departed soul rest in peace. We have voucher number 21001317, $20,000. It says being disbursement as condolence packages to Hadi Mbaifal, CEO Secretary, for the demise of her son on Sunday, 23rd of May 2021. I will not ask you whether this is in line with the budget. I will wait for the CEO and the other necessary relevant officers, the mayors perhaps, and the finance director. We have also another condolence for COVID-19 related deaths in Banjul for the month of April and May, $10,000. We have PV 22000340, $8,950, 10th of August 2022. This is payment for airtime credit to convert to data, but we wait for that one. Please go through those vouchers. We can also list them as being part of the documents that you will need time to provide return.
Lead counsel.
Yes, sir.
Like you mentioned, looking at all these documents, you can see that I made the request.
Okay.
I am not saying I didn't make any request. I think the only issue is about the retirement, which I am also affirming to you that I have retired all these documents with receipts.
Thank you. Please put it aside. We have the voucher number I read earlier, 22000340. Payment for airtime credit to convert to data bundle. How were you purchasing airtime for the mayors?
As you can see on with the receipts attached, what I normally do is that I buy the credit, and as you can see, even when it comes to all the transaction, the level of what amount I bought and how much I bought when I buy it is all attached on those documents. So these are data that the mayor will normally use at home sometimes, because sometimes he'll be at home and having official meetings. For example, with UCLG and other organizations that C is part of. And also when C is also in the office sometimes, even though there was already a Wi-Fi in the office, but these are a mobile kind of router.
Yes.
Yeah, that she uses for her internet.
Now, who will instruct you to buy Wi-Fi for the airtime for the mayors?
Of course, the mayors, because it is for the mayors. So she will normally ask me to do that. So when I do that, when I buy it, then I will take the documents to accounts and request for refund.
Okay.
Yes.
So you would not know whether it is budgeted for or not?
Whether it is?
You would not know whether it is budgeted for or not?
No.
So you just
she will ask me to
the
buy
instruction of the mayors.
Yes. So when I buy, I take all the receipts to account, and accounts will confirm all the receipts, raise the voucher attached with my request, then it will be paid to me as a refund.
The issue, Mr. With all this, is that there is a procurement department. Yes. And I would not see the relation this has, the correlation it has with your job as a public relations officer to seemingly working directly for the mayor. in relation to most of the things that are done. Because if the mayor is to purchase anything, I don't think it is a job of the public relations officer to be doing that for the mayors. You understand?
I agree with you.
Yeah, there's a structure in
course.
in council or in our institutions that it should follow. My question is, was this known to you at the time?
No, this was not even something that I was, to be honest, thinking about. For me, I believe I was just working under directives to do what will help her to do the work comfortably, especially when it comes to issues surrounding communication. That was the only reason, but this wasn't in my mind, to be honest.
But now you know it's wrong.
Of course, I understand when you mention it.
We have the voucher number 2000794. Again, cost of airtime credit to convert to data. The amount is $12,350. Purchased. Well, do you use your own funds?
Yes, I use my own funds to do this.
Why is that?
Yes, this was just normal to me as far as the work is concerned, because I was doing it understanding that if I purchase it, I'll be refunded by the
No, my
council.
question is, why would the mayors not use her own funds?
I really can't tell, to be honest.
Did you ask yourself that question?
Um, to be honest, I never asked myself that question.
Is there a reason why it didn't occur to your mind?
I really don't know why. I really don't know why.
Now I'm asking this question: would it be something that you would have thought twice if you ever if you're ever in that position again? Because to be honest, the mayors was paid more than you.
That's
Well remunerated.
that's 100%.
Exactly.
Honest.
So why would the mayor or you allow yourself to be using your own funds,
Yeah.
which I don't think, unless you have a source of
Yeah.
income, I don't think as a public relations officer, it will be wise to be paying money for the benefit of the mayor, because it's a direct benefit to the mayor.
Lead counsel. Of course, yes, I was working at the council as the PR, but I also had my own personal business.
And I can guarantee you,
Yes.
it's nowhere close to what the mayor was making.
But you cannot also determine how much I was making in
I
my
can only
own
focus on
personal business.
official earnings.
Not to be honest. Not to be honest.
Yeah.
To be honest, and because my personal business has nothing to do with my official, because that is why me personally I have what is called my private life and my public life.
Everybody does.
So you come to realize that when it comes to the issue of why I was doing it, like I said, I was just doing it to make sure that the work was done smoothly, to be honest. Understanding that at the end of the day, I'll be refunded based on the receipt that I
The
provided.
mayor would have been refunded as well. The mayors would have been refunded as well.
Maybe she can be asked that question, but for me, this was what I thought. Yeah, to be honest.
Because I am thinking, if you buy credit for the mayors from your own pocket, why should it be refunded?
Yes, because it is official. It
It's
is
official
official.
if it is budgeted for.
What also triggered this is because I can remember by then the director of finance, who is by the name Mr. Momodou Kamara,
Right.
will tell me that we cannot just buy without having, we cannot raise the request
Yes.
without having the, how to call it, without having the receipts.
Yes.
I can remember having those conversations with Momodou Kamara.
Says we can't buy without.
We can raise the request and do the payment without having the receipts.
But that would be wrong advice or instruction, because in fact, you're not expected to have a receipt before payments are authorized. First, you have, that's how procurement works. You have to follow the steps. Payment is always last.
Yes, I know.
Yeah. So for him to say that, that
Yeah.
would really be a misinformation or a misguidance.
Yes, that's how I saw it at the end of the day.
If you walk to any shop list, as if you walk to in MP Trading, you want to purchase something, do they give you a receipt first before you pay?
No, you have to pay first before you've been issued a
That's
receipt.
it.
Yeah,
You have to do the procurement first,
Yeah.
and then payment comes after at the latter end, latter stage.
But this was a different situation.
The issue is in your appointment letter, it reads that the third paragraph, the fourth paragraph, you are subject to the council general orders, financial instructions,
Yes.
and any other order that council may wish to make.
Yes.
So they may say that they have notified you in your appointment that you are to familiarize yourself with the working tools of council. And so the financial manual of local government area council, you have ever had access to that?
I believe so, but not to. I didn't read it completely, but I sometimes read it.
Because the argument would be maybe
Yeah.
that if it is so clear in your appointment letter that you have to familiarize yourself with these legal documents for council, which if you had done that, you would have seen the process for authorizing expenditure. And even impress you talking about for example, it will tell you the process that should follow. Then one may want to believe that it is perhaps partly your fault for not familiarizing yourself with what the law is.
I will agree with you partly on that.
Come again, sir?
I said I will agree with you partly.
Voucher number 21001051 reads, being disbursement as consultancy fee on the provision of public relations services to Banjul Council for the month of August 2021. It reads your request. I write on behalf of the mayor to request for $5,000 as council's condolence package for Mr. Falu Sisi.
Yeah.
Registered chief driver for the loss of his mother. The sad event occurred on Friday, 3rd of September 2021.
Sure.
But the detail of the payment, I don't understand it. It reads disbursement as consultancy fee on the provision of public relation services to Banjul City Council. What can you help us with relation to the request and the voucher detail?
These are talking about two different things. And I can't even remember the issue of consultancy. Me involved in such a situation now.
So the IFMIS voucher is what reads the issue of consultancy, $5,000. Then you have the manual voucher, which reads which voucher number is 1198 as well, being disbursement as council's condolence package to follow. Assistant Falu Sisi, assistant chief driver. So the two vouchers have two different.
Yeah, maybe that was a mistake of the.
This was also retired.
When it comes to condolences, we don't normally get retirement as far as condolences are concerned.
Okay.
Yes.
But if you don't retire, how will you have proof of receipt of funds?
Yes, that is another thing. But normally, when it comes to situations like this, I, as the PRO, I don't normally go alone to attend the funerals. I go with the team, especially the department involved. Yeah.
Let me read to you what the law says on interest on the financial manual, page 52. It says interest. If it is necessary for any officer of the council to have money at his or her disposal for disbursement on public service, for which the usual pre-authorization procedures cannot apply, such officer may be given an interest. All interest must be authorized by the chief executive officer, who will prescribe the terms and conditions under which interest may be approved.
Sure.
Now, the procedure 702 reads, sub 1, all requests for interest should be made on an application for an imprest and approved by the CEO. 2, the council should maintain an imprest ledger in which will be recorded all imprest approved by the CEO. A subsidiary imprest ledger will be opened in the name of each imprest holder, detailing the imprest paid out, reimbursement, and retirements when they occur. 3, when an imprest is approved, a payment voucher will be raised by a finance staff in the name of the imprest holder for the approved amount. The payment is posted to the cash book and imprest ledger, while the rest of payments process is followed. 4, or sub 4, officers entrusted with imprest will be held responsible for all money advanced to them until such a time it has been properly accounted for. 5, all imprest must be retired or repaid on or before the last day specified by the chief executive when authorizing the imprest. 6, when the imprest is being retired or reimbursed, relevant receipts and invoices must be submitted to the senior accounts clerk, who will then prepare a payment voucher for the total amount expended. 7, a cash refund paid by the imprest holder at retirement should be receipted. The receipt is used to debit the cash book and credit the imprest ledger. Now, 8, the transactions in the payment voucher will be classified by the senior accounts clerk for posting into the imprest ledger. 9, no imprest will be issued to an employee in whose name a previous imprest is still outstanding. For instance, in your case, you have been given imprest once,
Yes.
and you did not, if at all, you did not retire. You already told us in the case of condolences, you don't retire, for instance, because you go with people, and that was the practice.
Yes.
The law is saying that person should not be given another imprest. You understand?
I understand.
10, all imprest must be retired. There is no exception to this. Must be retired on or before the last day of the financial year, or on such earlier date as may be specified by the chief executive officer. 11, imprest should be repaid when no longer required or reduced when found to be excessive. I had this discussion earlier that, in fact, to know exactly how much you are spending and to be given an exact amount may defeat the purpose of why an imprest. So you may classify something as an imprest.
Yeah.
But if you know exactly how much you are going to expend, how much you're going to spend on something, you want to pay 10 people transport refund, you know exactly it will cost you $2,000. It's not an imprest because that would defeat the purpose. It may be an imprest, but the intention would have been you have money in your hand for an emergency work that is done, for which you cannot follow the normal process of authorization of expenditure. And when you are done, if you have $1 that is outstanding or a butu that's outstanding, you come back and say, well, this is what I've done. I've paid X, Y, and Z. This is the evidence. This is the receipt. And therefore, here you have the change, if any. The $6 is outstanding.
Yes.
So that doesn't appear to be done in all the cases. You know why I say all the cases? Even for the ones that you say you have retired, even if you have retirement, but even the process of approving imprest is not followed.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Can I come in?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much for enlightening me on that issue. And to be honest, like you said at the latter part, I can even remember there was a time funds were given to me, council funds, to implement activities for council. And after expenditure, I was having some amount of money left. I remember going to the cashier and paid those amounts, and receipts were given to me. And it wasn't once or twice. I can remember at least 3 times in such a situation. But like you said, to be honest, that is the truth. And to be honest also, that I really don't understand all these things by then, but now I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was why I had a problem in the beginning with respect to payments made in your name.
No, I understand.
Voucher number 21000915. You have been disbursement as cash imprest for an official trip to North Bank region
Yes.
and Central River region from 12 to the 16 November 2021. Amount that was paid to you is $25,000. The was check payment. It reads request for interest on behalf of the mayor of Banjul. The right to request for $25,000 as cash interest for the mayor's tour to North Bank region and Central River region, scheduled for 12 to the 16th of November 2021. This initiative is part of Rafela,
Yes.
the Gambian National Chapter's activity to meet the rural women and youth, sensitize them about the importance of peace and peaceful coexistence. Now, I believe the CEO or whosoever approved the says, please attach invitation for proper documentation and sufficiency. Let me give you this.
Thank you. Can I go ahead?
Yes, sir.
Lead counsel?
Yes, sir.
In terms of the note by the is it acting director? I'm not very sure. This was not my notice because after handing over the request, I only wait for the payment.
You only?
I only wait for the payment to be done.
I didn't get that part. Please.
I said when I make the request
Yes.
and it is approved by the CEO and also the director of finance, I only wait for the payment. So I think this was from the audit because normally audit will write with red pen, and this was not brought to my attention.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
And in case the issue of the request also, it was meant to facilitate the purchasing of fuel during fuel.
But it's
That is-
stated there, is it?
I think it was stated here because the 25,000 is for the fuel. That's in price, yeah. I can remember it was used for fuel because there was another request. It was two requests.
Yes.
The other request was for the night allowances paid to the people that accompanied the mayor, including
Yes.
myself. And this was only for the fuel during the course of the activity.
So who purchased the fuel?
I bought the fuel and also receipts were attached from the fuel stations.
Right.
After buying the fuel, they gave us the receipts and we attached all the receipts to this particular voucher.
So you will also need time for
Yes.
to trace the retirement.
And lead counsel, I don't know, but if I am to also request all this retirement from the council, how do I go about it? Because I must have copies of
Yes.
all the vouchers
Yeah.
and give it to them to request for the retirement.
At the end of the
Yes, if
examination,
yes,
we will make an application to the chairperson.
all right,
If it is granted, you may have an order
it's not
directed council to provide you
sure,
with retirement
sure.
if there is.
Yeah.
And also directing the registrar to give you copies of the
Thank you.
vouchers. Now, Rafela, what is Rafela?
Okay. Rafaela is a network of locally elected women in
Yes. And is that a council activity?
It is part of council activity because I can remember there was a time they have an MOU with council.
An MOU.
Yes.
Do you have a copy of that MOU? And what it says?
I have the hard copy, but it is not signed because I printed it from the soft copy version.
So we would need a signed copy.
For that, I believe the CEO can be the.
And does MOU require that council will be funding part of their activity?
Yes, yes.
Did it
Yes.
specify which activities and how the funding would be?
It wasn't specified.
Are you familiar with the budget to know exactly what request you're making in relation to Rafaela?
The with the budget when it comes to Rafaela, I think they only cater it under the women empowerment budget. Yes.
And who asked you to raise this request?
Of course, through the office of the mayor, as stated on the request.
Office of the mayor, would that be the mayor herself?
Of course, the mayor is the head of the office because the PA, neither the secretary will instruct me as the PRO to make any request.
Is the mayor who will
Of course, the mayor will instruct me. Do you need this MOU?
It's not signed. So probably if you have access to the signed one, signed copy,
Okay.
you have voucher number 22000766. The amount is $10,000. It says condolence package for the demise of Babakar Seka, laborer. We will need the retirement for that.
Okay.
We have voucher number PV 22000773. Cash allocation for the town hall meeting on the 12th of February 2020. The amount is $37,750. It reads, request for impress. I write to request for $29,500 as impress to take care of the logistics for the town hall meeting organized by the office of the mayor. The Banjul Council, in its drive to hold regular consultation and updates with residents of the city, intends to hold a town hall meeting with the people of Banjul South constituency, slated on Saturday, 12th February 2022 at Dobson Street, Banjul. The items says chairs, 10 dozens, $750, tents, 4 sets, $1,000, lights, 2 sets, $2,000, transport, 2 ways, 1,500, mineral water, 25 cartons, $120. The total price is 3,000. PA system and vehicle for public broadcasting, 6,000. Media house is $13,000. Fuel for coordination of the activity, 4,000. To the entire amount was $37,750. Now, how did you arrive at this figure?
How did I arrive at which figure?
These figures, yes.
Yes, can you be specific on because
How
there are
did
different
you
figures?
know that a PA system will cost you $3,000 and you had for 2 days $6,000?
Yes, because I consulted with DJs.
How many?
Few DJs in Banjul, about 3 or 4 of them.
Did they send you their invoices?
No, they didn't. They didn't send me any invoices.
Do you know whether you could have had a cheaper price?
I don't think so because this is the cheapest.
That's a possibility.
Of course,
Having the cheaper price is a possibility.
because these are things that these are prices that varies.
Yes.
These are prices whereby you cannot just affirm that this is what it should be.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, with all the calls that I did or communications that I did, this was the cheapest amongst them. So I had to go in for the
But you could
cheapest.
still have a cheaper price than what you have. The PA system, you can have a cheaper price. You can have it 2,500.
I cannot ascertain that to be
That's why I'm asking this. We will come to that. The lights, you have 2 sets. Well, what kind of lights?
These were the lights that we are used because the event went on until late in the evening. So we needed street lights.
2,000 2 sets.
Yeah.
Is that the best you can have?
Yes.
Do you know where you can have it cheaper than that?
This was not even something that we purchased directly. This was hired from someone who
Exactly.
normally provide
Yes.
lights.
Do you know whether you're going to have it less than that?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, I don't.
Is there a possibility? Is there a possibility?
Maybe, but I'm not very
The
sure.
tents, 4 sets, 1,000 each. Can you have a tent less than $1,000?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
The media house, you have 13 media houses.
Yes, because
Water, $3,000 was spent.
can,
Why I ask this is because you're not an expert in procurement. And procurement is geared towards saving the most out of the little funds that are available in country. Why would you not subject this to normal procurement process?
but we also have to understand something. These were programs or activities that I organized directly from my office.
Yes.
So I was given the full responsibility to take care of the entire process. I do agree with you that it would have, like I said yesterday, it would have been through a procurement process.
Yes.
Yes. And I heard you talking about 13,000 for 13 media houses.
Yes.
Each media house I can remember
$1,000.
was paid $1,000
Yes.
each. And why they were paid $1,000 each? Because they spent almost let's say half of the night
Yes.
in Banjul in terms of covering the event.
Right.
And it was a very late program.
This is the issue.
Yes.
Again.
So just to make clarity on
Yes.
yes.
No, this is the issue. Again, the reason for this is not to look into the intention that you have or any public officer may have in the execution of their duties. Like I said, the intention may be right, the procedure may be wrong. And if the procedure is wrong, funds may be allocated for a certain event in a wrongful manner.
I agree.
Financial loss.
I agree 100%.
That is an issue.
I agree.
Yes.
100%.
That is why you will not see me ask a question with respect to
Yeah.
hardly, let me say, with respect to do you even think it's worth it for in some instances? Unless it is very clear that it's a misplaced priority. So now again, we only see a check, the request, and the voucher where payments were approved. We don't see where the money has gone to, who was paid, which media houses were paid, and the receipts for the lights, the tents, and so on and so forth.
Sure.
I will show you so you confirm that, and then it will be part of the documents that will be given to you.
No, it's okay.
If it is approved,
I already saw it. It's fine. Don't this time.
yes, that's fine.
I already went through
We
it.
already went through.
Yes. I saw it.
Thank you. Voucher 22000760. $55,000.
Yes.
Condolence package to the family of the late Abdullah Sen. We see a request. It says, on behalf of the mayor, the request for $55,000 is as council's condolence package for the family of the late Abdullah Sen, former National Assembly member for Banjul Central constituency. And you received this money?
Yes, I received this money.
The instructions was from the mayoress?
Yes, it's from.
And what did you do when you received this money?
We took the money to the family. We went together to pay condolence to the family.
We have voucher number 21000875. Payment of cash impressed for well, I can't read the rest.
Can I help?
Yes, I will give it to you. It's $8,400. The request was raised from the public relations office.
Yes. Um, this was an exercise that we conducted in Banjul concerning the vaccination of the city dwellers. And what prompted this activity was that we realized that people were not going to hospital for their vaccination. So we were approached by polyclinic staff to see how best we can collaborate in terms of going all the way to the wards so that we can communicate to the people, that is the city dwellers, so that they can come from their homes and just a nearby station and be vaccinated. So this is what prompted this particular exercise.
All right. We'll also request that a copy be given to you
Sure.
for
Retire.
evidence of retirement.
Yes.
Two more questions before I hand you over to the commissioners. The first is to ask whether you were part of the steering committee of the BC Austin project.
As stated on my statement, yes, I was,
And
but not at the beginning.
at the beginning, when did you join?
Yeah, I joined as they go.
Do you recall when?
I cannot recall when, because there was a time it was necessary for me to come in to work with the communication manager that was appointed by the project team.
Were you given a letter?
I wasn't given a letter. Yeah, I wasn't given a letter. I was informed by the CEO that it is important, understanding that the project was for Banjul as the PRO of the Banjul City Council to work hand in glove with the communication manager of the project so that when it comes to information dissemination, organizing some events to make it successful, understanding also the efforts that I've been applying in terms of making or let's say implementing successful activities in the council, it was very important for me to be part of the steering committee and also to advise when it comes to issues surrounding the visibility aspect of it, which was very key.
Were you
as far
given
as
allowance?
I was paid allowance every month. If I can remember, 7,500
Every month?
Yes.
How often was the steering committee meeting?
Almost every week or twice or once every 2 weeks.
And who was the secretary?
The secretary from the project team, there was a secretary from the project team,
Yes.
and also for the Banjul City Council, the former secretary to the deputy mayor.
Yes.
Even though she is late, may her soul rest in.
Sorry.
I'm very sorry about that.
No problem.
Yeah.
We understand.
So she was the one who was also taking minutes on behalf of the council.
Okay.
And that was it.
All right. Now, were you there when the increment was made for the allowance of the steering committee?
I cannot remember that moment. I cannot remember that moment.
There's a audit report on this. On the 9th of September 2024, it says management letter for the audit of EU Banjul Austin project for the period 1st January 2020 to 1st April 2024. On page 17 says unauthorized and unjustified increment of steering committee allowances. Regulation 202 of the Financial Manual and Accounting Manual for Local Government 209 states that's in relation to the accounting officer, the CEO. It went to say the findings, the documentary review and analysis revealed an increment in the steering committee allowances for the period under review from 1st February 2021 to 31st of December 2022. The members were being paid monthly allowance of $7,500, including the chairperson and $5,000 to the internal auditor. And from 1st January 2023 to 31st of December 2024, it was increased to $15,000 for the chairperson and $12,000 for the rest of the members. A further increment was made on the 1st of March 2024 to $19,125 is for the chairperson, and a reduction to $10,000 is for the rest of the members after receiving the composition of the committee. However, there is no documentary evidence for the increment and approval for these allowances. A total of $3,107,525 was expended on steering committee allowances from February 2021 to December 2023. Now, the audit termed this as a suspected fraudulent malpractice. It reads, implication. This suspected fraudulent malpractice can result in financial mismanagement, leading to loss of funds, therefore reducing transparency and damaging the credibility and reputation of the project team and its management among stakeholders, including funding partners and the public. Now, the amount of money you paid, where you said 7,500, the findings are that at some point it was increased. Did this meet you there?
I cannot remember because I provided my bank statement to the investigators,
Yeah.
and I cannot remember receiving nothing more than $7,500. Yes, because it was directly paid to my account, so it can be easily traced.
Yes.
Yes.
And do you take part in discussions leading to the decision made in relation to how much each of you should be paid?
I cannot remember sitting in that meeting.
You can't remember being in that meeting?
No.
And anyways, we will. Loans were also given to third committee.
Okay. Talking about the issue of the loans.
Yes.
That was given to steering committee members.
Yes.
I can remember this was something that was proposed to us in a steering committee meeting, or informed rather, in a steering committee meeting, that it is possible that we can at least get advance payment. It wasn't even called a loan. Advance payment of our sitting allowances for like 11 months.
Yes.
That is why it amounted to 33,000. And to be honest, when I came to the investigators in 2023, when they asked me about this amount, because if I can remember when this amount was paid,
Yes.
because if you look at my statement, I even said that I was not very sure. I would go and make inquiries. And I did. I went back, I requested for my bank statement, and I realized that this amount was paid to my account. And I can vividly remember the first month, January, the first deduction was done, which was $3,000.
Yes.
Yeah, because it was for a duration of at least 11 months, which will amount to $33,000.
Correct.
But I can also remember immediately after that, the steering committee was dissolved by the mayor. I can remember there was this one morning, she called me to my office, to her office, and asked me to call all the members of the steering committee, which I did. And according to her reason during the meeting was that the steering committee was overloaded in terms of members of the steering committee. And I do agree with her on that.
Who appointed the members?
The appointment should be the CEO, because it's the responsibility of the CEO.
When the steering committee was dissolved, it was
no, it was dissolved, and it was like mainstreamed to a smaller number.
Smaller number. Who was now excluded from the steering committee? Do you recall?
That smaller number, I cannot remember being part of it. To be honest, I cannot remember being part of it, and that also was the latter part when I decided to go and contest. So I really don't know what transpired later
Afterwards.
Yeah, but this is what I can say as far as this particular
Was
thing
it
was
not paid?
concerned. The loan, to be honest, was not paid. As far as I am concerned, I can remember only paying for the first month. After that is when I went back and looked at my statement.
Right.
I said, oops, this was an oversight on me. But the thing also is that it would have been also important for the project team or the office of the CEO to write to me and remind me that there was this loan given to you and you need to pay it back, but that wasn't done. But at the same time, I am not putting blame on anything, but it is a loan, and I admit that it was a loan, and I am ready to pay that loan because any loan you take, you have to pay back. And I admit that I will pay back that loan, which is about $30,000.
Now, Mr. Ba, sorry, Honorable Ba, the issue of the loan, again, thank you for owning up to your mistakes and things that when you're at fault, this is the spirit of the commission as well. But even, do you think it's proper for the steering committee to even grant loans or salary advancement? Because you can't even call it a salary because it's not a salary. Giving advance for monies that are allocated for the betterment of the Banjulians and the country at large. Because this is a project. This is not full-time employment when someone is working. First, we have the issue of unauthorized or improper allowance allocation, even though that may not be for you to answer because you may not have been there at the time or be in that decision making in relation to that if you are not present. But do you even think it's proper for, because allowances are supposed to be based on sitting. These are not fixed salaries where you have a fixed time employment and we know you'll be given and the laws allow those things. This is different. The project should be executed. That's why you have a steering committee to be able to guide and protect the integrity of the project. Do you think that was wrong?
Lead counsel, if you just give me the permission, I think this particular question should be asked to the CEO and the director of finance. Because for me, if I am to tell you anything here, it's just like I am just saying what I feel like. And I don't want to say anything that I feel like. I want it to be in line with what is happening. Because
I would have asked this if you are a member of the steering committee. I'm only asking this in your capacity as a member of the steering committee.
But not a finance guy or a finance technician.
No, you don't have to be a finance guy.
Yeah, it's important.
You don't have to be a finance guy to know that this is against the project. This is against regulation. You see, when we are employed, you don't have to be a finance guy to know. For instance, you have to retire, make retirement.
Okay.
You understand? In fact, that's why your employment will tell you, familiarize yourself with all the working documents. The finance guy has his own TOR. But if you are part of a steering committee, you in effect are part of the body that oversees the activities, including the finances of the project.
That
You're the finance guy, but
now let me also tell you.
Yes.
Like I said before, I was in this steering committee to support and also to work together with the communication manager of the project.
Right.
In order to enhance the visibility aspect of the project.
Yes.
And not the financial aspect of the project. And when it comes to this particular issue,
right.
Getting the advice from the finance manager of the project, eventually, as somebody, let me just say, as a layman within a group of people, I will automatically have to accept. But if you ask me, no, legal counsel, yes, you can see that's wrong based on your own opinion. Like you said, we have diverse opinions when it comes to issues. Sometimes it is very unfortunate. You will see white and you will still insist that it is black. I am not that kind of person. I will be very reasonable to accept what you are saying. But I am also saying, telling you or informing you in that particular situation, there is nothing that you can say that because I was part of the steering committee, but I made it very clear that I was there as part of this role and also to advise them, not to advise them financially, because I cannot even remember sitting anywhere where contracts were awarded. as far as the project is concerned. I cannot remember sitting anywhere where decisions we have made that this is how much we're going to pay for a
Now,
particular
let me ask you,
contract.
it's hard.
Yeah.
It's the part that one has to be an expert in finance to be able to have a rational decision or a decision based on anything to do with finance. That is the part I want us to discuss. The issue is,
Lead counsel,
what is the role of this steering committee?
lead counsel, on that part, like we do in parliament, I withdraw, I take it back.
Yes.
You are correct.
All right. Then we move on.
Yes.
All right. So the issue is um, the loan now was not paid. Most people did not pay back the loan.
I am not aware what I can speak for myself
Yeah.
because I am the one here, so I can only
How
speak for myself.
you judge the what would you say with respect to the achievements of the project?
When it comes, yeah, the entire project, because looking at the different components of the project,
Yes.
that has to do with addressing good governance in council, the issue of health, the issue of waste management in the city of Banjul, the greening component of the city,
Right.
which is the planting and also the mainstreaming of climate change. And the last but not the least, the Sustainable Development Center, which is even in my constituency, Crab Island Ward. I will say that it is like 60% achieved as far as the entire project is concerned. But I would have expected it to be at least 80 to 90%, looking at the amount of funds involved as far as this project was concerned. To be honest, this is my honest opinion.
Yes.
And also playing a part, even when it comes to, because I can remember by then, it was not very easy to secure these funds. I can tell you this for free. But securing these funds also, seeing to it that it can only achieve at least 60% of the entire thing. It is sometimes I will give also credit to the team because they really work hard to make sure that at least 60%, according to my own observation.
Yes.
Any other person can come and say they've achieved 90%.
Or higher, it's fine.
Any other person can also come and say they've achieved 10%.
Yes.
But according to what I saw, because the bigger aspect of it is what is being achieved as far as the Crab Island Sustainable Development Center is concerned, which was something that I was really passionate to see in the city of Banjul, in terms of seeing that our young people will be given the opportunity to get access to skills and also to get access to, especially our young people that are into and arts and culture, to also have access to the environment, that is to the availability of the studio that is there, the hall, the band, so that they can make good use of it, and also the community review. So as far as I'm concerned, that is the rate the percentage rather that I can give. Yeah, as far as the project is concerned. But much we are expected, because much is given, much is expected.
Exactly.
To be
Now,
honest.
what do you think? What do you think was the problem?
To be honest, when I was there, I believe, because in any situation, in any given situation, it will come with challenge. I understand that very well. But when it comes to also, because what would have been the biggest problem was the issue of implementation. And the issue of implementation, it was very key as far as the entire project was concerned, especially the timeline, because the project was to be from 2019 to 2022.
Yes.
Yes, if I can still remember, because I can remember coordinating the launching of the project and also knowing all this information as the communication and
Yes.
information officer of the council. And I believe as we go along also, in terms of, I don't know what was actually happening, but I also believe that it has to do with finances, in terms of access to finances.
They had access to finance.
Of course, there are access to finances, but where the finances come in on time And why they were not coming on time?
Because it was not managed.
Exactly. So for me, I believe these were challenges.
Yes.
But I am nobody to judge as far as that entire situation is concerned.
We talk about the problem,
Yeah.
find solutions for now and the future. The reason why I asked you that question is because you were part of the steering committee,
Sure.
and because you have demonstrated here that you have interest for the development of the community, and therefore we have a project, like you said, looking at the money that was involved, but you would have been somewhere else by now.
To be
That's
honest.
hard fun.
Yeah.
We say it, we don't say it. That's a hard fun.
Yeah.
And so if you look at the audit report, independent finding that everybody says audit is an independent finding, you will see that there were so many things that were highlighted, and it all is geared towards mismanagement of funds, misplaced priorities, suspected fraudulent activities, and so flouting of procurement rules. For instance, you have page 38 of the audit report I mentioned, significant project delays without justification of or documentation. You will talk to the next page. It tells you 42 improper award of contracts to an incompetent supplier. You understand? So why would you have an incompetent supplier or suppliers? It's because you don't follow procurement process. Because procurement process will address all these issues. They look for the best and the most affordable, but for the best as well. So these are all issues that are highlighted by the how to call it again the audit report. So when we interview all the suppliers, I can say that 99% of all the suppliers were not procured in the lawful way.
That's very unfortunate.
So, Honorable Bah, you and I know this country.
Yeah.
And we know when you look at certain instance, you will know it's about whom you know. Where you can have your extra jealousy. You contract X because you know he deals in XYZ, and you'll have your extra cut. Some of these foreign activities, you may not see the exact jealousy for save the ones that will come boldly and say that they demanded kickback from me, not BCC witnesses. I'm just saying for some contractors. But even if they don't say that, the manner in which they were procured, you do this every single day, holding institutions accountable, and you know what I'm talking about.
To be honest.
And so Bajul would have been this project was not managed properly, and that is just a hard fact, and it's very sad. And the last issue for now, well, let me just hand you over to the commissioners if there are questions to ask you. Are there questions for this witness? No. There's no question for you. Then
I don't have any
questions. Then we will apply that the witness be discharged and the witness be given another date suitable to produce the documents, the evidence of retirement.
Okay.
Mr. Ba, thank you so much for coming.
You're welcome.
And we will give you the opportunity to bring in the documents that we have requested from.
Sure.
We expect, yes, please, Council, he has the file that you requested.
Yes.
Can you please take a look at it?
Yes, thank you.
The PRO file. And because lead counsel, yeah, when I requested this from the office of the CEO, I was directed to work with the main director, and he also asked me to make sure that when I submit the file, let it be copied and let me return back the original file, if that can be allowed by the commission, please.
Who is that? Who gave that instruction?
The admin director asked me to just appeal to you if I can, because this file is my file when it comes to Banjul City Council.
Right.
When I was in Banjul City Council,
I'm sure he may not understand how the commission works.
Yeah.
But you'll work with Mr. Kamara. He will provide a cover note, help you get a cover note for all the documents that are in the file. You'll have it admitted, and any application to that nature would be done to see what the commissioner stake in further.
No, thank you.
All right. Thank you very much.
Ma, can I leave now? Thank you. Yeah.
Mr. Ba, we will give you the file and you'll provide a cover note listing out all the documents that are there. And subsequently, when it is admitted, you will make an application and we will give you copies of what is in there. We do not want to admit the file without knowing exactly what is inside the file.
Okay.
So we will give you till next week, Thursday, to bring in some of the documents that we have asked you to bring. That is just for submission. You can list with the registrar of the company, the commission.
Yeah, I just want to appeal. Next week, Thursday, I will be performing oversight nationwide on the popularization of the population bill. So I will not be around.
So
I'll be around LRR. But if possible, also, I don't mind coming over just to make sure that.
for you to submit the
Yes.
documents, not to come in for hearing,
Yes, yes.
to submit, then we will give you appropriate time
Okay.
to come in so that we can admit some of
Next week, Thursday. Inshallah. Okay.
Are you ready with that?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Put your side.
So, Honorable Ba, thank you so much for coming. And we commend you for your evidence in the sense that you have owned up to some of the you've owned up to some of the mistakes, you understand, that have been committed and for the oversight that has happened during the course of the execution of your duty.
Yes.
Just like what the uh, lead council has said, it is a fact-finding mission for all of us to learn together
Sure.
and to enable us make a difference in the execution of our duties when we find ourselves uh, being given public office to run.
Yes.
That is the purpose of this commission.
Sure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, you are discharged.
Thank you.
Do we have another witness?
Yes, we have.
Okay.
Palo, the mic is echoing. Please, Mr. Gay, can you regulate that? We are not hearing you properly.
Very well. Very well. Tinawag nga na si Olaf nga ilaka. Yes. Tinawag nga ni Juliet nga. Yes.
Good afternoon, Mr. Silva.
Good afternoon,
Ma,
You're welcome.
thank you.
Council, you may proceed.
Yes, Mr. Can you state your name for the commission?
Nena satu raksa sanda.
Ang ito na Barham Silva.
Barham Silva are my names.
Silva.
Silva are my names.
That's
Jenel
why-
Chingol si Jen. Jenel Chingol. Ngawa chikaw.
My name is Magito Barham Silva.
Barham Silva.
Silva.
My names. Silva are my names.
Yeah, so when we see Paul Silva, it means Braham Silva.
Yes.
Nena so you say Paul Silva, dafa mel ni loolu mooy Barham Silva.
Wow.
Yes.
And so you are giving your evidence in Wolof.
Yes.
Nena léegi dafa mel ni si Olof ngay laka.
Wow.
Yes.
So whatever you say
Nena lépp li nga xam ne wax nga ko fi.
will
Wow.
be interpreted in English language.
Okay.
Nena nañ ko wax si anglais.
Bago.
Whatever we ask,
Nena lépp li nga xam ne dañ la ko laajte.
you wait for the interpretation
Nena soo ko déggee sax nga xaar comme wax nga ne Olof ngay la.
and then you answer.
Si kaw loolu su ma la ko waxee nga daal di tontu.
Jërëjëf.
Very well.
Mr. Silva, what is your address?
Nena foo dëkk fi.
Banjul 23.
Banjul 23.
Spalding.
Spalding.
What is your occupation?
Nena lan mooy sa liggéey.
Business.
Businessman.
What kind of business?
Nena ban façon business la.
Construction.
Construction.
What is your educational background?
Nena sa jànga bi foo ko door ak fan nga jeexal sa jànga bi.
Wow. Primary school.
Private school waxal si mic.
Primary school.
Primary school.
Wow. High school.
High school.
Then dem na attend na MDI.
And I attended MDI.
What course did you do?
Nena ban course nga defoon MDI.
IT and networking.
IT and networking.
IT and networking.
Yes.
Yes.
We have a statement. We will show you the statement. Can
Nena
you read?
mun ngaa jàng ak suñ la wone kay.
Of course.
Yes, of course.
Please go through the statement.
Nena seetal loolu nga seet si biir kaan
Dama ko read si ko ndax wala ma xool ko rek.
Am I allowed to read it loudly or just to watch it?
It's just to confirm, to look at the content and confirm whether that is your statement.
Nena pour nga seet rek xam na confirm ndax sa kàddu la wala déet.
Abi suma statement la woon.
Yes, this is my statement.
We apply to tender the statement of the witness. The statement reads Paul Silva, but the witness says his name is Braham Silva.
Yes.
To be admitted into evidence and marked as an exhibit.
The statement made by Mr. Silva dated the 23rd of December 2024 is hereby admitted in evidence as an exhibit and it is marked as LGC/BCC/BS/001.
As the commission places. Mr. Silva, you have a contract with BCC.
Then I don't want contract with BCC.
When you were paid an amount of $662,156.
Fi nga xam ne feeñ na xaalis bu dem ba
62,000.
$62,000.
$156.
$156.
What was that for?
Nee na loolu pour lan la woon.
Waaw bi 2019 la woon pour liggéeyal leen on ñaari toilet ak yoon pour disabled si.
Yes, this was in 2019 for me to
pour liggéeyal leen ñaari toilet
to make them 2 toilets
waaw ak yoon pour disabled si.
and a way for the disabled.
Waaw ak beneen toilet yi nga xam ne ñu ngi fa bagage yu fa yaaxu mu change leen.
And another toilet to renovate the items that were spoiled or broken.
Are you a contractor?
And are your contractor?
Wow.
Yes.
Do you have any, before that, do you have a business that's registered?
Nena, that register sa business.
They go register every year and every year.
Yes, I do register and every year I do pay tax.
Renew.
Well, check out. No, hold on.
Then they pay every year and go to renew. Okay, wow. Okay.
Yes, every year I register and every year I do pay and I renew the registration.
When was your first registration?
Nena, ban at nga register.
Li company suma papa la.
This is a long time company. It was from I inherited it from my father. It's my father's company.
So you don't know when it was first registered?
Nena kon hamulo kañ lañ ko register.
No.
No.
When did you take over the company?
Nena yow kañ nga jël company bi?
Sometime in 2017.
2017.
Did you register in 2017?
Yeah, I just dama don topa process.
I had said to wait for the interpretation.
Okay.
May I have the question again?
Did you register in 2017?
Then 2017 I don't register.
What I'm there for living, and they pay filling. Justice.
Yes,
Wait, please. Renew registration me.
Yes, I go to justice paid
and GPP
and the GPP.
Do you have those registrations?
Then I'm going to register you.
You have certificates?
Right now,
no, right now I am not without them.
Please produce the certificates.
Then I have to issue you certificate.
What they did not say. If 2017,
if I go back, I will check. As far as 2017 was a long time.
Even
Even these ones, I saw them, but not long.
You have 2019 registration?
Then I'm got 2019.
2019.
I don't think unless if I go, I check.
Write it down.
Check proper. Then I'm going to be like
okay.
What is your business name?
Then a business be new to it.
Percent Enterprise.
Percent?
Percent Enterprise.
Percent Enterprise.
What Percent Enterprise do?
Then a Percent Enterprise, la no def. La wala la line de def.
Line de sampa.
We do construct.
You have an office?
And I have an office.
No, right now home office.
No, right now I don't have an office.
You have employees that you employ?
I'm going to have
Wow.
Yes.
Are they fixed time on a fixed time employment?
Nee na ñooñu dañ leen jël ñooñu si salon rek lañ nekk di liggéey wala dang leen dee jël di leen di isi wala ñoom dañ nekk fixe yow fixed employment.
Waaw ñii ñoo doon liggéey ak suma papa the same team bu doon liggéey ak suma papa ñoom laa nekk di liggéeyal.
These are the teams who were working with my father and I continued working with the same team.
So when you have them, you just call them to come and work. When you have a contract, you just call them to come and work.
Nee na kon dafa mel ni soo demee bi am liggéey mooy contract nga dal di leen di oo pour ñu ñëw ñu door liggéey.
Noonu la demee.
Exactly.
But they don't really work for you.
nee na waaye nekkut ne ñoom dañoo nekk definitely ñoom si yow la ñoo liggéey.
non xam nga ñoom duñ mun a toog soo amut liggéey duñ mun a toog.
No,
ñu demut liggéey.
they cannot stay without work unless if I have a contract or a work, then they can come and go ahead with it.
Exactly. So you do not have a certificate or a qualification in construction.
nee na waaye yow sa boppa amuloo certificate wala amuloo xam-xam wala qualification si construction.
No, but almost certificate. Why am not experience? Parce que yàgg naa liggéey ak suma papa.
Yes, I do have the experience, although I don't have the certificate because I was working with my father for a long time.
And so what is your expertise? What is your expertise in construction?
nee na yow lan nga xam wala lan mooy sa expertise si construction bi mooy samba.
liggéey bi nu mu dee demee.
I know the
nekk di demee rek.
I know the way it works.
That's very general. So
nee na loolu moom dafa ubbi dafa general.
liggéey dafa doore foundation ba ci kaw.
As the work starts from the foundation upwards.
yooyu yëpp su ma fa demee taxaw tam xam naa luy xew.
And if I am there, if I stand there, I know how it works.
So you supervise this work?
nee na kon liggéey bi dafa dee supervise.
Yes.
Very well, yes.
Now, how are you paid this money?
nee na xaalis bi nga xam ne dañ la ko fayoon naka la la ko fayoon.
waaw ñu ngi ma ko doon fay through installment.
I was paid through installment.
3 quarters, I think. 2 or 3 quarters.
2 or 3 quarters.
Yeah.
Is it through bank payment?
nee na dañ ko defee si bank.
waaw through bank la.
Yes, through bank.
Is that a business account or your individual account?
nee na loolu sa business account la ndaa yow sa boppa sa business account sa account.
boobu business account la.
Business account.
su ma juumut.
If I am not mistaken.
We will need you to provide us with the account details, your statement of account.
nee na nañ bëgg pour nga isi ñu wala nga daal di dem aussi sa statement of account.
mooy 2017.
2017.
You were given this contract in 2019?
Okay.
nee na 2019 lañ la joxoon contract.
waaw yeah. 2019.
Yes, 2019.
Yeah.
Did you sign a contract?
nee na da nga sign on contract.
Wow.
Yes.
Sign on a contract ak ñoom.
I did sign a contract between myself and them.
Where is the copy of the contract?
nee na ana contract.
benn ngi nii de.
I have one here.
May I please see?
nee na mbaa mun nañ ko.
Where is the other one?
nee na ana beneen bi.
bii rek laa gis te bii sax yàgguma ko gis su ma ñëwoon mid investigation team bi dama leen waxoon ne su ma demee dinaa seet parce que dafa yàgga te dama dee move dama dee move dëkk fii.
This is the only one I came.
waaw
But when I came here to the investigators, I told them that when I go back, I will make a search. But fortunately, this is the one I got because due to the fact that it was a long time and I don't stay so in one place.
We apply to tender the contract agreement for the rehabilitation of the 2 toilets, blocks, and replacement of worn-out plumbing materials at the Crab Island School in the city of Banjul, between the Banjul City Council, called Employee and Person Enterprise, referred to as the contractor, to be admitted into evidence and signed as executed.
The contract agreement for the rehabilitation of 2 toilet blocks and replacement of worn-out plumbing materials at Crab Island School in the city of Banjul. The agreement is dated the 28th day of May 2019. It is between the Banjul City Council, herein called the employer, and Basen Enterprises, herein called the contract. This agreement is admitted in evidence as an exhibit, and it is marked as LGC/BCC/BS/002.
As a commission fix. Now, Silver, how were you informed or contacted about this contract?
Nena legi lu ngay la ca mooy contract boobu nga xam ne dem nga ba am ko si loxo BCC naka nga ko yëgee wala naka nga xamee ne contract am na ko contract ko
Okay. Man dama togon bena time ma receive telephone call.
Yes, it happens. One day I was sitting and I received a telephone call,
Si kunyo wa teacher Ju.
and one man called Teacher Job.
Ju, yeah.
Do you know his full name?
Then I'm going to
Did it.
No,
Aski ko kung my first time sa ma wahamom o gisko.
this is my first time, or this was my first time to see him or even talk to him.
Wow, dan bum
How is that possible?
Then a little naka na mo nege.
nakala na.
How? Then naka na lolo wara naka na lolo di am.
Who gave him your number?
Then I kan mo la job number.
Who gave him your number?
San number kan mo ko jox.
Wow, bum mo calling.
When he called me,
Bum la buga explain ni.
that is just what I wanted to explain.
Bum mo calling.
When he called me,
Feka mangi just duka si Banjul.
while I was in Banjul,
And mo call man yung wala teacher Ju. Mene ko ban teacher Ju.
he said to me that I am Teacher Joe. I then asked him, who is Teacher Joe?
Une ma BCC.
He said to me at BCC.
Mene ko lui problem. Lan mo lui hew.
I then asked him what happened.
Mune ma dañ bëggoon nga ñëw fii.
He then said to me, we want you to come here.
Mene ko lu xew xana.
I still asked him, what happened?
Mune ma waa dafa am liggéey bu ñu la bëgg a woon.
Then he said to me, we have a job or a work that we want to show you.
Mene ko baax na am na lu ma def su ma paree maa ngi ñëw.
I said to him, okay, I'm doing something, but after that, I am coming.
Den ma xaw a yàgg mu koolaat ma.
Then it have time, he called me again.
Mene ko ba tey su ma paree lu ma def maa ngi ñëw.
The same thing I tell him, whenever I'm ready of what I'm doing, then I'll come.
Bu ma paree li ma def den si laa fa dem.
When I was ready, this was the time I went there.
Ma eega foofu ma koolaat the same number.
When I get there, I just called the same number.
Mu receive mene ko maa ngi nii si seen place fii.
And it happened, he received, I then told him where I was at the time.
Then after si la génn si.
Then he came out.
Bu mu génn si mu ñëw ak keneen ku ñëw wax Jones.
When he came, he was accompanied with one Jones.
Waaw kooku tam xawma full name am parce que.
But I don't even know his full name.
Waaw ñoom xawma leen.
Because I don't know them.
Jones moom xamee naa ko. Waaye xawma ko woon dafa laa liggéey.
But Jones, I knew him, but I don't even know where does he work.
Then after gars yi dama dañoo ànd ak Karabaylan dafa am liggéey buñ la faa woon.
Then there they said, we want you to accompany us to Crab Island because we have a work that we want to show you therein.
Buñ àggee foofu man maa leen drive ak sa suma oto.
I then drove them with my vehicle upon our arrival therein.
Then buñ demee ba foofu gars yi wóor woon ma liggéey bi everything.
Upon our arrival, I was shown all the work and everything.
Mel ne leen ndax ana amu leen site plan or document.
I then asked them whether they don't have a site plan that's a document.
ñu ne ma no.
They said no to that.
Liggéey buñ yàkkamti la.
They said this work we need it in a hurry. We are in a hurry.
Xaalis bi yëpp a ngi tegu.
All the monies are put therein.
So dañ laa woon liggéey bi yow soo paree soo demee tam dañ fay indi yeneen compagnie tamit ñu woon leen liggéey bi.
We want to show you the work, but from there, when you go, we will bring another company and show them the work.
Then from there, you said, then ma wàccee leen waat BCC.
Then from there, I drove them back to the BCC.
Then buñ ma leen drove back BCC.
From there, when I dropped them there,
ma call team bi nga xam ne ñoom laa dee liggéeyal ñu ma yàgga liggéeyal.
There I called my team of which I used to work with.
Fekk ñoom ñu ngi am si beneen liggéey buñ nekkoon waaye ñu ne suñ wàccee ngoon.
It happens they were doing another job, but I was promised that whenever they close in the evening,
dina ñëw 45 mooy suma foreman bi.
That is my foreman. He said to me that he will come.
Then bu mu ñëwee ñu ànd ak Karabaylan boori after 5.
Upon his arrival, this was after 5. Then I accompanied him to Crab Island.
Then you seet liggéey bi everything.
We inspected the work, everything.
am na keneen ki nga xam ne nag moom moo nekk suma gannaaw.
But somebody was behind me.
moo xam ne moom suma liggéey yëpp.
Not somebody was behind me.
non am na koo xam ne moom dafa xam na liggéey bi trop.
Okay, I have somebody who knew the work very well.
mooy DPS Koli.
That's DPS Koli.
Ibrahima Koli bi nga xam ne.
Namely Ibrahima Koli.
waaw moo ko dee xool.
Oh, he's the one who used to supervise all the work.
moom waaw moom ma oo ko call ko si élection.
Then I called him the following day.
si élection ñu ànd fa.
We all went there.
buñ fa àndee ak table yooyu ñu measure after si la ma advice.
When we went there, we did measure, and from there he advised me.
waaw ne ma ñii dañu waroon a am side plan ak yooyu mel ne ko laajte naa leen ko.
People should have a side plan, and I said to him that yes, I should ask them about it.
waaw ma ne ko waaye ñoom ñu ne amuñ.
But they said they don't have.
so léegi dama ñu ne dama war a defar suma bit.
Now I was told to prepare my bid.
ba pare yóbbuwaale suma GPPA registration bi ak suma business registration bi.
And I go along with my GPPA registration and that of my business registration.
so léegi mel ne ko li moom mu toppatoo bit bi.
Then I asked him to
bill of quantity bi.
to prepare the bill of quantity.
léegi mu am days.
And it have some days.
ñoom ñu koolaat ma.
They again called me.
suma juumutee ida teacher Job la waat.
If I don't forget, I think it's the same teacher Job.
ne lii dafa am time because du yow kenn rek am na yeneen companies yuñ invite tamit ñu ñëw seet liggéey bi.
He said, but now it takes time, and I said to you that you are not the only person because we have told another company to come and inspect the work.
man tam beneen liggéey du dee demee noonu foog nga prepare sa bopp bu baax.
I then said to them, the work done goes like that. You need to prepare yourselves better.
ma ne leen kañ mooy deadline bi.
I then asked them, when shall be the deadline?
Guy wax ma.
They told me.
ma prepare tam lu ñu war a prepare yëpp.
I prepare all I need to prepare.
ma dem ma jox leen ko.
I went and I handed it over to them.
And what is that?
mooy suma bill of quantity bi.
That is the bill of quantity.
What else?
ak suma business registration.
My registration, my business registration.
ak GPPA.
And GPPA registration.
Do you have the copy of the bill of quantity here?
Then I was a bill of quantity fee.
No.
No.
dama leen ko jox.
I gave it to them.
léegi.
Now.
dan bu ma leen ko joxe.
When I gave it to them.
ma dem gars bu ma demee.
When I left.
gars dañoo yeneen companies yi tamit submit nañ so.
I was told that other companies have submitted to their.
so léegi ñu wax ma bés boo xam ne boobu moo nekk tender opening bi mooy bid opening daal.
Then I was told the date that going to be the bid opening.
si laa leen laajte ne leen ndax ñun dañ ko war a attend parce que normalement dañ ko war a attend.
Then I then asked them whether we should or we supposed to attend because normally we need to attend.
ñoom ñu ne ma déedéet ñoom i neen la ñoom suñ ci paree kur win rek dinañ la ko.
Then they said to me, no, this should be done by ourselves. When it is ready, whoever is lucky or will be called.
Then after minute, no problem.
I said to them that that's all right.
Then ma toog that very day around 2.
That very day around 2.
mooy bu gaay wax ne mooy seen opening bi.
When that was the time I was told that it is their opening time.
si la receive call.
I then receive a call.
From ñoom.
From them.
Who?
No, from ñoom, but right now.
Then I saw ñoom kan la.
moom mënuma laa wax kii la because duma fen.
And all I can say is that from them, but I can't say exactly who was it.
waaw waaye xam
say that means I cannot say the truth.
Receive naa call ñu ne ma yow buñ defee evaluation si yow you are the most responsive yow yaa win.
From there, I was informed through the telephone that all what they did, I was the lucky person to win.
So ñu ne ma ndax di nga mën a ñëw cancel léegi nii.
Then I was asked whether I could be able to go to council right now. I said to them that I am a little bit far because I'm doing some work here. Then I was told to try and go there before 4 o'clock. Of which I answered in a positive.
Then
upon my arrival, I met one Katim.
Who is Katim?
Katim Ture.
Katim Ture.
For now, I was an engineer by that time.
I think he was their engineer at the time.
Do you know Katim before this?
Nena? Katim.
Did you know Katim before
balaa loolu ndax xam nga ko woon bala keroog.
amuñ benn relationship waaye xam naa ko ne BCC la nekk because ñoom dañ daan liggéey ak suma papa.
Yes, I knew him, but I have no other relationship with him because I know that he's working at BCC because he was working with my father.
Is it Katim that gave them your number?
And now Kati Mole just a number.
Mulul la suspect
That is my suspicion.
or deputy mayor jox leen seen suma number parce que deputy mayor bi by then deputy mayor bu ko xamante nañ bu baax.
Might be the deputy mayor because before that I knew him very well. Or we knew one another.
What's the name?
Mohamed
Then I go to that.
Omar Touré.
Omar Touré.
moom xamante nañ bu baax.
We know each other.
bu ma fa demee ñoom laa fa fekk Katim.
I went there as the people I found there. Katim.
Teacher Joe. Deputy mayor.
Deputy mayor.
Suma jumute CEO bi Bacili.
And if I am not mistaken, the CEO Bacili.
Waaye bu ma fa demee.
But when I went there,
kuma ci waxal only mooy woon Katim.
it was only Katim that I spoke to.
moo ma ne ma yoo leen jox liggéey bi.
He's the one who informed me that the work have been given to me.
Sila ma indil that document boobu sila sign beneen witness sign.
And that's the time he brought this document of which I signed and the other witness signed.
Did you pay withholding tax?
Then anda fay nga lu ñëw holding tax.
Nga fay na holding tax. No, boobu tam mënuma fàtte la gulu.
I cannot remember.
Are you the one who charged this amount or they told you that this is the contract?
Nee na amount bi wala njëg bi yaa la wax njëg bi wala ñoo la wax lan lañ la war a fay.
No, ñoom ñoo ma wax.
They told me.
ñoo ma wax amount bi.
They told me the price.
Did this fit into your what you sent them?
No, ñoom liñ ma wax ëpp na lii de.
No.
Liñ ma waxoon figo bi fu ma fàttali ko 100% waaye from not the romb na figo bi.
No, what they told me that they are going to pay me is more than what I have proposed.
Waaw liñ ma waxoon ne seen budget lii la.
When they told me about the budget,
buñ fa demee.
when I went there,
luñ ma waxoon ne seen budget lii la.
and what they told me about their budget
romb na lii.
is more than that.
Man buñ defee suñ bill of quantity.
When I did my bill of quantity,
waaw ñun ñu ñëw ak figo bi.
we came with this figure.
Wow.
Yes.
And all this time you have no site plan?
Then I am no site.
Déedéet.
No.
And when you had this contract,
Having my own contract.
it was executed?
Then and that
Même jeex.
all up to completion.
What do you know what they wanted you to do?
Then naka nga xamé won lan lañ bëgg pour yow nga def noko yégo
liggéey bi.
about the work.
bu ma demee dañ ma woon luñ bëgg.
When I went there, I was shown all what they wanted.
Verbally?
Then
verbally?
Yes, verbally.
Oh. All right. So you said you took part in a bid.
Then jël nga part si bid process bi.
Ah?
Then bokka nga si bid process bi.
Bu gaay di open.
When they were opening.
No, not the opening. You send your bid.
Then dang fa yónnee sa bid.
Bid document.
Bill of quantity bi.
That's all you sent.
Then loolu rek nga yónnee for.
Yeah.
Yes.
Have you taken part in any bid process before?
Then bid process bi na fekk nga woon affaire tender bi loolu moo laajte.
No. Like laajaat ko lan la laajte.
Well, can I be clear? May I be clear?
Yes.
It's time.
Thank you.
We may rise.
Very well.